What's up, guys? We are back with another episode of What's to Come on Rust, and we're covering cars. Now, as you can see, graphics don't quite look right in this picture here, and that's because it's from Rust Legacy. That's right, the original Rust had a car, in case you didn't know. Now, for a while, it kind of existed, and then it was spawnable by admins, and then it was blocked. Then there was a period where it would crash you if you got into it. And by crash, I mean the entire game would just crash and freeze, not the car would crash. But anyways, there's some videos out there on YouTube of it being usable. I unfortunately don't have any of mine anymore. They were never uploaded, so you're gonna have to search for that because I don't want to steal someone else's content. But yeah, so before you say what cars are Rust, well, they were there at one point, even if it's default Unity. But as you can see, here's some concept arts that we're going to be flashing through, and this is what is so far being envisioned. Now, this is as far as it's gone. There's no poly models, there's no high-res models, so cars are a while off, okay? So don't be like, oh my goodness, they're adding them in like a month. No, it could be 2-3 months off, easily, more. So, you know, keep that in mind. That's just, you know, they're in the thinking phase, basically. But cars are coming, and that's going to be something that's in the game. And they want to do something special with them. They want them to have different purposes. So, a car for transporting oil, like, or water, whatever this one might be. That you saw that last one had a turret. The other one looked like it was more of a buggy for going. And they don't want them to just be one purpose. And as you can see here, there's more models. Some are transporting wood. There's a little truck. There's some weird kind of tractor-looking things. There's a dune buggy. So they're definitely all patched together. It's definitely really cool looking. And it's something I'm honestly very excited for, but you got to think there's going to be a lot of work behind it. The maps are probably going to have to be bigger. They're going to have the kind of terrain for driving around to be appropriate. And it's going to be hard to do. You know, so we're gonna have to see. But I mean, you got here a couple different concepts. You got another truck. You got one with like a snow plow on the front. You got kind of like that ice cream truck looking thing, which could be like an armored transport. You've got the shame van there, and you've got this thing with the weird like battering ram on the front, which is cool. But anyways, if you get here, this is their kind of groundwork. Okay, so there's gonna be one chassis. Well, not one chassis. There may be multiple chassis sizes, but there's going to be a chassis, and then you can add the modular parts to it however you want. So you can see this top one's kind of like a buggy. It's got extra seats in the back, it's got a roll cage for the driver and passenger, and it's got an engine in the front. Well, this other one has a cage in the front and the engine in the back. Then we got this other one that's got two engines, and it's going to be kind of like a fast car. So, you know, they want to let you do what you want with it, with the pieces, and see what we come up with. And, you know, here's kind of another idea of, oh, you know, let's say this chassis has 3 spaces. So you can put a truck bed, a roll cage, and an engine, and 4 tires. So, you know, it just kind of gives you that freedom to create how you want. And the idea is also to give them modular upgrades. So as you saw, those cars have different things, like a water tank, or a battering ram or whatever, and none of that stuff's finalized. We may never see any of those ideas. We may see things that surpass our expectations on it. But like I said, it's very much so in just the beginning stages. So, you know, this isn't something we're going to see soon at all. The other thing is there's planned to be aquatic and aerial vehicles. And when people hear aerial, they freak out. But as you can see right here, this is a helicopter. No, this isn't modeled for right now. This is actually from Legacy. This was going to be in Rust Legacy. There's actually, it's kind of hard to see in this picture, but there's a Face Punch logo on it, on the side of the helicopter. And this was planned to be put in game. And a couple times people have actually asked Gary, hey, what happened to that helicopter? And the best response he's given is a winky face. So you guys can take away from that what you want. But they do plan on putting flying vehicles. Whether it's rinky-dinky something or full-on helicopter like this, we'll have to see. The other thing is, hey, German, we're talking about cars. We can't even ride horses yet. Well, they're working on saddles. What that means exactly, I don't know. But here's some concept art of it. I'm assuming we'll probably be able to ride horses before we get cars. I mean, that's a pretty safe assumption to make, I believe. The other thing is, I believe they want horses to also have different uses other than just riding, so that's cool. The other thing we're moving on here to now is electricity. So here you can see a couple concepts of different engines. These engines would be used to produce energy. You can think of them as a generator, power engine, however you want to think of it. We also have got the windmill, which is in game. I'm sure you've all seen it. So some of the ideas they have for running it. Gary, when asked how electricity is going to work, has had a few different concepts. And here you're gonna, as I talk about that, you'll see some different concepts for lightings as well as some finished models here towards the end. But basically, he said what they want is you're gonna have to protect your generator or your windmills or whatever that produces electricity. Then that's gonna send electricity to a storage system. That storage system is going to store your energy and distribute it throughout the base. And the people said, well, what are you going to do? Wires? Like, how's it going to be? Like, Ark is really messy. Minecraft has redstone. What's the idea behind it? And he said, at this point where we're sitting right now, I think we're going to go no wires. We may change that in the end, but I'm going to do some kind of, it's going to be like a wireless transmission. So the energy storage will have a radius around it of which can get, items can be powered. So, yeah, that's not ideal. Some people have said, well, why don't you just make it like Telsa coils or, that kind of thing. And we'll have to see how it ends up, but that's kind of the premises behind electricity right now. I'm lingering on this screenshot here with the spot lamps because I love this idea. You can see they're on a swivel. You can put them on top of your base, grab hold of them, swivel them around. Can you imagine people are like raiding and all of a sudden these spot lamps come on them and the snipers start shooting them? I mean, electricity brings so many cool ideas. And that brings me to the next big thing with electricity, and that's going to be turrets. Yes, they're coming to the game. You can't say, I am going to quit Rust if they put turrets in. Well, they're going to, so I guess you're quitting Rust. I mean, that's just what's happening. This is the concept of the first turret. The first turret's an implemented, like a makeshift turret. It's going to be maybe strapping an AK or a laser gun into it. Here you can see another concept of it with different upgrades on it. There's armor, there's camera, those kind of things. They also have talked of making them stationary ones that you can actually control and take fire by yourself, so that's really cool. But these will be automated. The other thing we're moving on to, here's the first concepts for the big turret. Again, as you can see, there's cameras mounted in different areas, and the end goal for these, I guess, is they'll let them be modularly upgraded, just like the vehicles. They'll have attachments. So here again, you can see varied attachments on a more final model. You've got an armor, there's a camera, there's a better camera with on the bottom one, in the back one, and it's definitely really cool. And we got, here's the high poly version of it. So as you can see, it's being implemented. This is the high poly, high res model. The only thing it's missing is color. So I mean, that's a thing. That's the 50 cal right there, and there's the 50 cal mounted up on the turret. So this is definitely something that's happening. I'm excited for turrets. I trust Face Punch that they will balance it properly. And honestly, these things look like a couple rockets would take them out anyways. Someone clever could run up, toss some C4 on it even. Who knows? But thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed and learned something.